I'm Dan, and this is 10,000 Hours of Indie, a podcast exploring new music and delving deeper into what goes on in the background of the independent music industry. I'm a musician and passionate music lover, and I wanted to delve deeper into new music in the independent scene around the world. I also saw this as a chance to help artists connect and share their stories, so if there's someone you hear and you want to find out more about, every podcast has links in the show description. Get involved, help this community grow, follow on the 10,000 Hours of Indie socials, you can find all the links in the show description. And also feel free to email me about anything music related, 10,000indie@gmail.com. I'm open to any ideas and love listening to your promos. Colm-based TAIHR sits somewhere in the field of progressive rock and alternative rock, but with a Latin twist. Signed to Tons and N Records, the band are about to release their second album, Alicanto, which has a track to represent each of the 7 members of the band. I can't say hello to a specific person because I've got a big chunk of the band there. Hi, guys.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. So, TAIHR is an Arabic word meaning pure, virtuous or clean, representing both physical and spiritual integrity. Why did you choose that as the band name?
It came about because we, first bass player, he tried to come up with a cool name for the band. And his idea was to just throw a fantasy name out there. And this was his imagination. And then later on, we found out that it also, if you spell it a little differently, it also means something along the lines of bird in Arabic. And through a series of coincidences, we always had birds involved with our, our imagery. And so we kind of stuck with it, even though it's really a challenge for most people to pronounce it.
Okay. You really had no idea of the Arabic thing at all when you put the name together?
Not at all. To be honest,
more of a coincidence, yeah.
So how did you meet? Because you're not all German, so obviously you've met somehow to form the band. What was the process of the band forming?
It was me starting it with another guitar player who left the band to study abroad, last year, was it?
Yeah. Exactly.
We're just starting out in a basement and then moved on to a different rehearsal space and actually planned on playing some gigs. And we needed more members, which kind of brought Leon to the band.
Yeah, I think that was in the midst of Corona in 2020.
Yeah.
It kind of was illegal because there was a restriction. You could not go outside in Germany at that time, but we met up anyways.
Confessing a crime.
They are listening. I think after that, I brought in another bass player, which was Antonio, because the former bass player quit. And Antonio actually brought Trini, and Antonio was from Brazil. And I think that were the first Latin American influences came into the band. And then he brought you, right?
Yeah. Then Antonio met me and then he brought me to the band. Then the rest of the guys said I could stay.
Luckily.
Yeah. And then I met Mauri, the other Chilean member. We met in a Chilean event. And then he told me, I play music. And
yeah, actually I met Trini in a party and she was just totally random. And she told me, I play in a band. And I was like, cool, I play keyboards. And she was like, yeah, we're currently looking for people. So if you want to test. And then I came for the first time 4 years ago. It was beautiful from the first time. And I stayed there and we started making music and it was really beautiful.
Yeah, and you actually brought Martin, the saxophone player, after that. So it kind of was like a chain reaction, everybody joining a band brought another person a year later or something.
It's kind of an unwritten rule. If
you
have a band, you have to bring someone else in.
Yeah.
It's like a bad pyramid scam.
Yeah. Multi-level marketing, but in the context of bands.
Yeah.
So if I speak to you in another couple of years, it will be a 9-piece band, will it?
At least.
Probably, yeah.
Obviously, you've all got quite different musical backgrounds as well. So when I guess it's a bit different as you've all joined at different times, but how have you integrated each other's music into what you've come up with as a band?
I think this happens also in the process when we write the music, because sometimes we bring ideas with us and all of us, we are working on it. So when something comes from Mauri or from me, could also have another background for music understanding, and then it's like a puzzle. We tear the pieces out, and then we try to put it together so it's fit the best in our music. So everything what we learned in our music career comes together here.
It's always quite hard because we're 7 people and everybody needs to kind of find each place. And usually if we write songs, we have like a core idea or something. Somebody brings this idea and then we just work on the songs or the ideas for actually quite a long time. I think of Mauri, he's always like the integrator. Like he puts it together a lot of the times. And also, for example, Martin, who's the saxophone player, he always puts like his layer on top in the end. So it's always a really long process writing the songs, finding each and everybody's place, because for myself, I really like to overplay a lot because I really like math rock and stuff like that in that direction. And those guys need to tame me at some point a little bit. So everybody has his and her space, right?
So despite being a 7-piece, you are quite democratic as a band then?
Yeah, we try to be.
We try to be. Musically, at least. Yeah.
Do you think because you cover so many genres and you're not sort of fixed in being one thing, you found it more difficult to find an audience for your music than, say, a band that is just a rock band?
Yeah, I would say it's true that we have many genres, but at the same time, everybody can like a song, a different song. You know, we have like a song for every audience, so to say. So it happens a lot to me that many friends say like, hey, this is my favorite song. And it's always a different song because they all have like different tastes. And I think that in the end, we also try to reach this different kind of, I don't know, like rainbow of tastes. It's not something that we do like on purpose. We don't come and play and say, okay, let's make a different song for each mood. It just happened to be. And I think it's also beautiful because we all have like different musical backgrounds. And, for example, we also try to put a lot of Latin American influence in the songs. Doesn't work that much. Most of the genres that we cover, but we try it anyway. And we leave some traces, some small details here and there that are also very important in every tune. And this is also something that I find beautiful.
So you're just about to release your second album, Alicanto. Can you tell me a little bit about the themes of the album and what you were trying to do when you started writing?
Well, I would say every song is about a different topic, but what they all have in common, what they're connected is, for me, it's like a trip and trying to put into words feelings or personal experience in a symbolic way so people can perceive it or like they can feel it personally. They can have their own trip, even though they're experiencing something different. Like it's more symbolic and not so direct, not so obvious. So it's more open so people can feel identified with the songs. I would say it's more like trying to put into a song own experiences. And also that's the good part because I feel like our songs are honest. It's like real things that we live, that we experience, that are part of our life.
The press release states that each song bears the distinctive mark of an individual member of the band. How did that work in terms of writing? Did each member come in with an idea which was then fleshed out and developed? Or what was the process that you used to make that happen?
I think it's more of that one person had a specific view of the song. Maybe like the initial idea or something came from another person. It always moved like in maybe also into the character of that individual band member. For example, like Pisco Fury, which is, I would say, like the funky song of the album. It's definitely funky. That the idea was given by Max, and he also wrote big parts of the song. There's also Heavy Rain, which Mauri, I would say, wrote. The biggest part of Playing Cards was actually when we did the songwriting was dubbed the David song for example. So so everybody has his and her song in the album. Yeah.
So who came in with the idea that had everybody sort of scratching their head going, how are we going to make this work?
Okay. It's always like this. Like every song, how are we going to make this work? But I think that, like the hardest song to write was, for me, it was Skeleton Hooves, because
Really?
for me it was.
Okay.
Was it for you? Because
No.
but you're the drummer. No, just kidding. Because I think that's the prog song of the album, like the proggiest song of them all. And there were so many ideas, and we tried to arrange them in a way that it will work, and so on and so on. For me, that was really the hardest song to write. I don't know. For you, the same?
No, the one that is the David song was also quite a
Yeah.
long journey of a song, because it came out of different pieces, and it was born from many ideas that were then scratched again, and then we put them together and sort of tried to make that work. And so there were, I would say everyone probably has like their song that they found very challenging in a way to write. Also because in the beginning, we did set out with the idea like everyone should have their own song, but then during the writing process, it got so convoluted, and then everyone sort of had their hand in each song a little bit. That was not so easy to separate in the end, I would say.
So it isn't until the last track that your native language is used in the song. Is that the one that you wrote and is sort of your song on the album, or is there another reason for that being the only song in Spanish?
Yeah, I think it's Tortugas where we have this rap part in Spanish, right? And whenever we think about including Spanish in the songs, it's always like, it's a bet, you know? Will people like it, or will it be like just another thing that nobody understands? But I think that it's a very important part of the process, and that's also a very important part of the identity of having two Latinos in the band. Like, it's very important for us as well to have some representativity.
Yeah, and also like it's not like we do it on purpose. It just comes so natural. It's just so part of us. Like, we speak Spanish every day in our lives, so it just comes, and sometimes it fits perfectly, and we already did it in the past in other songs. And also people who comes to our concerts and so on, there are a lot of people who speak Spanish too. So it's a mix of what we are, because we are a German Chilean band. So it sounds, like it fits, makes sense.
So the first single, which is actually my favourite track on the album, was Heavy Rain. Why was that chosen as the first thing people would hear from the album?
Yeah.
Because we all had the feeling that it's kind of the most focused song, sort of, in a way. It felt like what you were saying earlier also regarding, is it sometimes hard to address an audience due to having so many influences? It felt like that one was kind of, it knew what it wanted to be due to being also mostly written by one person. And we just thought it would make sense to release that individually, and we all really love it.
There's a lot of you to answer this question, but what is your favourite song on the album? You can go one by one.
Yeah, I think Tortuga is my favorite to play as, like, from a drums perspective. It's just very funky, and it has lots of parts to it, and they all are really groovy. I can really lay into it, and I really love playing it.
Oh, for me, it's really difficult. I was thinking about it because I like many of them, but I also would say Tortuga.
Okay, I will make this short. Well, maybe I won't. So I think my favorite track is actually Kiss, because it's a quite dense track. And I think it's like the poster child of what we are as a band. So there's quiet parts, there are loud parts, there are like really technical parts, and there are heavy riffs in the end. And I think it kind of covers the whole sonic field that we cover. That's why I like Kiss the most. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, for me, I have two. I would say Playing Cards, because it's the first song in the band that I play keyboard with distortion, and that just rocks. And the other one is Heavy Rain, not because it's partly mine, but also because it's really like intense. I would say Heavy Rain is a song that is very like to feel it inside, to feel it in the heart, you know, and this is one of my favorite things.
I would say my favorite song is Playing Cards. I like it's calm, mysterious, but also powerful, emotional beginning. And then the plot twist in the end where everything is danceable mysteriously. And putting these two together was a lot of work. We really separate all the parts more than one time. And in the end comes so good. I love it. This really shows hard working on this title.
So, Alicanto is a mythological bird from Chilean folklore that guided miners to veins of ore, gold and silver. And there is a representation of the bird on what is a pretty awesome album cover. Why that title and who's responsible for the cover art?
Yeah, first of all, I think the credits go to Manu von Bert. He's the cover artist. Really chill dude. Yeah, I love him. I really love him. He's doing such a great job. Also, he's doing a lot of other cover arts for other bands also who are signed to Tone Zone. So you should definitely check out his work and the other cover arts that he made, and also the other bands, obviously. But the Alicanto theme, I think, it was not like this that we had this album name from the beginning on. It was kind of part of the journey, or maybe the end of the journey of writing this album. And we came to the conclusion of this name in the end of writing the album. And we always had, as David said, this theme of a bird in our band. And then we also have this theme of Chilean people in our band. So yeah, I think we just matched one and one together. And I think there's a lot to the lore of this bird, but yeah, as written down, it's a bird guiding people, but it can also misguide people, but hopefully guiding people to gold and silver. And maybe because all those songs are so diverse, I think every song could be almost in a different genre. Maybe this bird will guide you, or Alicanto will guide you to your favorite song.
So, onto live shows. You're a 7-piece band, as we've mentioned about 10 times already. It must get cozy on some of the smaller stages you play live on.
Yeah. I actually bought a headless guitar just to take care of the other people in the band, so we have more space on stage.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm singing and I try to move and give my best, but sometimes I just have space for my feet. And I just have to move my arms. And I'm just trying to be careful not to hit someone or get hit by someone. But yeah, we're 7 people. So that's a good question, actually.
We also have a really big stage rider. And a lot of gear to carry as well. Because Mauri, he's like the guy who plays everything. What do you all play?
I have 2 keyboards. I have a flugelhorn. I do the background voices, and there is one song where I play mandolin.
So the car is always really full when we have a gig.
There's a few live videos on YouTube. You very much seem to enjoy playing live, probably more when you've got more space though. But how is your live show? What can people expect if they come to see you?
I would say that it's a lot of energy. We not only try to play good music, but also to give like a good performance in terms of how we present ourselves to the audience. We like people to dance. We like people to have a good time. We have a lot of experience in bars, so we always try to give a good party. And yeah, this is very important for us because dancing or performing as an artist is also part of our culture. With Trini, Latinos are very, very passionate when it comes to performances or like, this kind of corporal expression is very important for us. This is how we communicate. This is how we express our emotions. So we also try to focus on that a little bit.
Is there any difficulty in the differences between the way the Germans in the band perform and the way the South Americans perform? Is there any clash on stage with that?
Next question.
I think we're almost getting on your level now, right?
Yeah.
We've been practicing this.
At first I had some complaints, but I think that with a lot of training and a lot of live playing, as Leon says, it became very like equal. I think that we all have fun. We all have our time in the stage, in Germans as well. And I think that it's just a matter of time, It's like performing with your body is also a matter of how confident you are with your instrument, how confident you are in the stage. So this is very important, but I think that we achieved that quite well, I would say.
And also I would like to add that we're kind of used to, because we are playing together since many years. So we are used to be together. We have I would say like a deep connection, because we meet every week, sometimes more than twice a week. So we're also friends. So at least for me, I feel very comfortable, because it's like we're all together at that time and we also have fun. Yeah, it's also like about connection, and it's not that we just would go there, do our thing and then leave,
What would you say has been your best show so far, and why?
Varmenau?
Is it Varmenau?
I don't know. I would say Varmenau or Castel.
Second time in Castel.
Second time Castel?
Yeah.
Beginning of this year, yeah.
Actually was the first gig of the year
Why?
in March, because we imagined that we spent the whole winter like not playing, and then in March we had the first gig. It was in Castel. It's a bar here in Cologne. It's very cozy. It's not that big and fits perfectly for friends and people that wants to go and have a good time. And we had so much energy and we just gave it all on the stage. So we had a lot of fun. I think it was the best of the year so far.
Not that we don't give everything, every concert. But
So on the 6th of June, you have your album launch party. What's your plan? Are you going to play the whole album from start to finish, or is it just going to be like a normal show with all the stuff? Is there something special planned for that?
So we play the whole album on the gig, but the album, I think it's like 34 minutes. So we will definitely go beyond that runtime. We also bring the bangers from the old album, I would say. Also, we have a really nice support band there from close by. And I think we're just going to let loose and show everybody what we've done so far. Yeah, we've been practicing quite a lot. I think this release show will be our new favorite gig so far.
And what's next after that for the band? Because I can't see anything listed about more shows coming up or anything like that. So once you've done that show, once the album's out, what's next?
Maybe we need to update our website, Side-Eye. No, there are more shows planned. Actually, 2 weeks after, we're going to play in Fürth, which is close to Nuremberg, and on the 26th of June. And there's also going to be a really big show in August. I don't remember the exact date right now. I'm sorry. Actually, in close by to where I grew up, North Germany, and that's going to be a really big open air show. I think they're expecting like 2,000 people. So I think that's going to be like the biggest show of our musical careers. So really looking forward to that.
And the last question, and because there's so many of you, you can only have one each. What music are you listening to at the moment that people may not be aware of and should take some time to check out?
So last Friday, I was at a local venue, the Odonian. And there was like a free concert thing with many bands. And the last band, I think they're from Bonn. They're called Milodon. And it's like funk, psychedelic. They have like 15 monthly Spotify listeners. And please rate that Spotify or title page or whatever. They're really good, really funky, also really progressive in some ways. Can definitely recommend them. Milodon.
Currently stuck with a band from Chile. They are from the 70s. I'm not sure if they're still playing at the moment because most of them are really old. It's called Congreso. It's like Congress, but in Spanish. And they play like a very special post-rock mixed with folklore. So I really like it. It's kind of weird, but they have very, very beautiful songs. And I'm very hooked up with that.
So I think for me, there's actually a band that also comes from Leon, our guitar player, that he showed me recently. That's called Maruja. They're pretty amazing and definitely worth checking out as well.
You also showed me.
Yeah, we went to the
with
concert.
Yeah, that was really great. I had a lot of fun.
I hear this little band. I don't know if you know that. The Deftones, the new album, and since this album, I'm really hear them very often.
What I can just say, like, at least my favorite music, I really like Björk. I'm a fan of Björk.
Actually, I have to say, there are moments in the album that I think you have some Björk touches in your voice.
That's that's my favorite singer. I admire her a lot. So probably, but that wasn't on purpose.
Great. Well, for people wishing to find out more about TAIHR, their website is tahirmusic.com and they are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and Bandcamp. Alicanto is due for release via Tonsonen Records on the 19th of June, both physically via Bandcamp and on all streaming platforms. Thank you all. You are definitely the most people I've interviewed in one go. And I didn't even have the whole band, so...
Yeah, thank you so much.